John says, are social media journalists, what are social media journalists? Are they the ones who just pick other people's stories? Focusing on the negative aspects of the game in order to increase the amount of likes or retweets, and is it just turning people away from the game? I don't think it is, because I don't think people...
I wish I got paid for likes or retweets. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that.
You know the problem I think we have in terms of a rugby league media, there's another question about this in a moment from Paul. There's too much out there being put out there by people, and the irony is strong on this point, who are doing it for free, who perhaps...
What, not behind a paywall?
Nothing wrong with paywalls.
Like the problem with radio in this country these days is this thing called community radio. There's a lot of people involved with community radio who are good, but the other thing it gives is the opportunity to people who are not good enough to be on proper radio, the opportunity to be on the radio and play at being on the radio. And I say this from someone who's been involved in broadcasting for the best part of 2 decades, which is ridiculous. I've got away with it for so long. So I speak with an arrogance of having been there and done it. At the highest level! At the highest level! Never would have thought.
Wore a cravat on the BBC.
Yeah. I don't class that as the highest level. I do talk sport, but there you go. That was accidental. There's almost too much out there now from people who are not journalists and don't have the
training, skills,
yeah.
experience.
I don't need to sound like I'm being arrogant or anything, because as I've said before, I don't class myself as a journalist. I'm not classing myself in, there's too much out there that's just clickbait lists. Here's a list of this, here's a list of that, and I know we're all trying to make money, which we'll come to in a moment. I don't think it's social media negativity that is doing the game down, because that's just blaming the ills of those above us on people saying stuff online. But I think there is too much online that isn't good enough, and too many people are accredited who shouldn't be.
I don't get the word negativity. I don't think you either have to be negative or positive about rugby league. I think we've got too much of a chip on our shoulder.
You can be honest.
I think you can be realistic. You can ask relevant questions. If people want to take that as negative, then that's
we've had
entirely
this for
up to them.
a few
But
years.
I don't buy into this. You're either negative or positive.
You're negative because you ask questions. You ask questions because you want the game to succeed.
Exactly. People who tend to ask questions have a passion for the sport that they're asking questions about, because they want it to be the best they can be, and it can be, and they get frustrated if they see it falling short in any respect.
Yeah.
Now, I don't take that as being negative, and I think if you're gonna say that nobody's ever allowed to say anything that isn't other than rugby league's the greatest, most wonderful game that's ever been played, then...
Well, look at football, right? Football in this country, it dominates 98% of the press, media.
Everyone seems very positive about VAR.
It's all negative.
No,
He's going to get the sack.
Yeah.
He's going to get the sack. He's doing this. He's had this
That
tattoo.
plays
He's a
rubbish.
bad person. He's done
Yeah.
this. He's been out boozing. It's what attracts headlines. And in our
Drama.
sport, right, we do not have enough. We do not ask enough questions. We do not challenge the norm. And saying you always do what you've always done. You'll always get what you've always got. And that's what we're getting in rugby league, because no one will challenge it. And those that are seem to be negative and doom and gloom. No, they're not. No, they're not. We would love to come in here every week. All the games are sold out. All we're talking about is how great all the tries were and how big the crowd was, and record this and record
And
that.
you generally
But it ain't gonna
can't
happen.
predict who's
It's
going to
not
win
gonna
anything.
happen.
No,
It's not going to happen. And that's the problem. And it needs the norm needs challenging. And if that's at Super League or RFL level, it needs challenging. And until people do that, nothing will ever change, because those that are in power are getting away with being
it's
inept.
accountability.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're getting away with
you-
failure,
in the-
mediocrity,
in the
however you want to
first-
label it. They're getting away with it because no one's there to kick them out.
Well, in the first instance, they need to set out what their plan is. And if they
Correct.
don't, you need to keep asking them what their plan is, and then they need to be judged against their plan. And the one thing I would say for Blake Solly before he left rather suddenly was that when he was trying to sell the eights, which a lot of people thought was a concept that wouldn't work and were ultimately proved to be right, he actually, to his credit, said these are the 10 things you can measure us against. Now, unfortunately, he wasn't in position to answer the fact why none of those 10 had been achieved, because he'd been moved out of the organisation. But I think, again, it's not negative to ask him to put down what we're trying to it's like we're going back to the shot clock again, aren't we? It's like, so what?
Yeah,
You know,
it's crap.
like,
It's crap.
well done. You
Yeah.
brought in something.
That should have been an email just for note from next season. Shot clock will be.
Well, they usually do that, don't they? Start the season. Here's some rule changes.
But,
Yeah.
what are we supposed to say? That's the greatest. We agree with you. This is the greatest thing you could have done over the
No,
close
it's well
season.
done. You've done one thing. Now, what are you doing now? What's the next thing?
And as it turned out, it was built on a fallacy anyway. So
It make a
we were
sense
right
to
to
you.
question it.
Yeah.
That's not negative or positive. That's just doing your job.
Well, it's like asking about that video last year. What was the point of it? Oh, everyone's it's art, this is art. I've never heard out about it since. Apparently they're paying thousands for all these videos. Where are they? Should be seeing them now.
Well, again, one of the things that we've said time immemorial, you need to make players' personalities. We will put at the
Was
forefront.
that not what Rob Ellison said he was going to
We'll
do?
put at the forefront the players. Nobody knows anyone any more than they did 18 months ago.
No.
So are we not allowed to question that and say, look, what's the
No,
plan?
you're not. Phil.
What money's been spent on ambassadors, the RFL? What have we got back for that money?
As you've seen by the most powerful man in the country, if you don't like certain questioning or don't really put yourself up the ring, you just don't turn up.
Yeah.
Or you get your little lackey with the glasses to try and gate
Have you
crash.
down.
Yeah.
We get the. We go back to the World Cup again. We see more of the.
I was very positive about the World Cup, thank
We
you.
see more of Jodie Cunningham, etc. Luke
She
Gale
was there.
in their World Cup roles than we do of anyone in Super League.
Well, they have hired ambassadors for each part of the tournament, and those ambassadors. I mean, the World Cup Legacy programme is off to Brazil this week.
I know.
Back
I
on
was
the
part of
World
that trip. Sao Paulo. Big rugby league hub that they love.
But it's
Big day for FIFA.
Not like Thursday night game.
it's
Awful
Love
travelling.
Odsel though.
Awful travelling on a Thursday from Sao Paulo.
promoting
When you come,
the
when you go to
women-
Brazil, yeah.
the women's game in a new continent, who are in the World Cup. Lois Forsell, as the ambassador of the Women's World Cup, is flying out to Brazil. That's fantastic, and we'll be getting footage back. But you can see that they've said these people are going
It's almost like they've got a plan.
to promote our game, and you can see
Got a
they're
vision.
doing it.
I do believe in Rio de Janeiro they refer to Odsel as the Maracanã of Brazil.